everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we are making this cute little holiday hot pad. This is made using cotton yarns. I'll get into the supplies we need and then we'll get into making this hot pad for the holidays. So big thank you to Yarnspirations for providing this yarn today. This is Bernat Handicrafter. This is a cotton yarn, so I highly recommend using a cotton yarn. I know Red Heart has scrubby smoothie yarn that is very similar to this. It's very nice smooth cotton yarn, but you can also get this Bernat Handicrafter on yarnspirations.com or at your local craft store. So I would recommend getting a cotton yarn for this, and we're going to be doing the corner to corner stitch using half double crochets, and the colors I'm using, the red color is my main color. This one is called Country Red. And then I'm using a little tiny bit amount of the rest of the colors. There's Jute, which is like an off tan kind of color. There's Indigo, which is closer to like dark blue, I guess. And then there's this Emerald, which is like a bright green color. So those are all the colors I'm going to use. You can use as many colors as you want, or you can make this one solid color if you want. And we have a little scallop border as well. So those are the yarns we're using. Now for the crochet hook size, we are using a G size hook, which is 4.25 millimeters. This G hook is from the Etsy shop Would Be Fancy. This is a hand-carved, wooden-handled crochet hook. It is ergonomic. It fits in the palm of your hand. I love these hooks so much. I promote them in all of my videos because, seriously, you guys, any crocheter needs this. I mean, you can hold it like a pen. You can hold it like me. I crochet holding my hook like this or like this. These are fixed into the handle, so you can get a whole set or just one of your favorite. They're wonderful. Check them out on Etsy. It's called Would Be Fancy. I'll link them in the description of this video so you can get the crochet hooks there. And then obviously a scissors and a yarn needle to cut yarn and sew in ends. So those are all the supplies we need. Big thank you to Red Heart Yarn, or I'm sorry, Yarnspirations. I say Red Heart Yarns all the time because Red Heart Yarns is part of Yarnspirations now. So big thank you to Yarnspirations for this yarn. Big thank you to my dad who's behind my shoulder and doing all the filming for this tutorial and uploading it for everybody for free on YouTube. Check out the links in the description of this video. There's a link to the crochet written pattern for this on YARNutopia.com. Also links to all these supplies where you can get them online. So thank you for watching and subscribe to my channel, and let's get started on making this holiday hot pad. I'm going to start off with the Country Red color, and we are going to start off by making a slip knot. So put your short end over your long end, then fold this down and then pull your long end through and pull tight, and then you can insert your hook and we can begin. So to start off, we are going to chain 5. So yarn over and pull through 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And in the third chain from the hook, we are going to half double crochet. So the loop on the hook doesn't count. So count 1, 2, 3. This chain right here, I like to turn my chain toward me and work in those back ridges of the chain. So I'm going to yarn over, go into that third chain, 1, 2, 3. This one right here, go in, then yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over and pull through. Oh, I lost my loop. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, there we go. Yarn over and pull through all 3 of these loops. That's a half double crochet. I was looking for all 3 of my loops and I lost one. So there's a half double crochet, and we're going to half double crochet in each of these next 2 chains. Yarn over, go into this next one, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Now in our last one, we're going to change color. You can decide if you want to finish it off and then fasten off this one and then attach your new color. I'll show you. Just yarn over, go into this chain. So you can decide at this point. If you want to not change color after your chain, you can pull through here and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops like this, and then chain 1 and fasten off by cutting this yarn, and then you would have your first square. But what I'm going to actually do is change color as I'm going. So we are going to take out this half double crochet here, and we are going to yarn over, go back into that last chain here so I can show you what I'm going to do here. Yarn over, pull through, okay? Hold these 3 loops on the hook, hold everything tight. Grab your second color. So my second color is this emerald. So let me grab my second color here. And I'm just going to fold this like this in half here, hook this on my hook, and then pull it through all 3 of those loops. Okay, so we're going to drop the country red back here, and we have now this emerald green hooked on. Now I will cut this later, but I do want to go on to the next step right away. So that was row 1. For row 2, we are going to chain 5. So yarn over and pull through 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so we're like this. We're going to flip this around just like this. Okay, we are going to work down this chain here. In the 3rd chain from the hook, we are going to half double crochet. So the loop on the hook doesn't count, so count 1, 2, 3. This chain right here, we are going to half double crochet. So yarn over, go into this chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through just all 3 loops. Pull through all 3 of those loops. I was going to say 2 loops because it's a double crochet. Usually corner to corner is double crochets, but this is half double crochets, so I have to keep reminding myself even. So yarn over, go into the next chain right here, yarn over, pull through, and then like I said, yarn over and pull through all 3 of the loops. Okay, and then this chain right here is still a chain, okay? I know it doesn't really look like anything, but we are going to work a half double crochet in there as well. Perfect. Okay, now what we're going to do, I know this got twisted here. We were supposed to turn our work, like this. Okay, so we were working like this. We flipped this over like this. Okay, so make sure your work like this, looks like this. And you can see this chain 2 here, this space, this kind of gap right here. We're just going to slip stitch into there. Okay, that's a chain 2 space. Okay, so yarn over, pull through, and through the loop on your hook. Oop, lost my loop. There we go. Okay, now what we're going to do is chain 2, 1 and 2. Okay, get some more yarn here. We're going to make another one of these blocks. So we are going to put 3 half double crochets into that chain 2 space there. So yarn over, go into that chain 2 space and make 3 half double crochets. So there's 1. Here's, 2, and 3. Okay, now like I said, if you change color and finish off that 3rd one, you can fasten off by chaining 1 here, cut your yarn, and change your color. But what I'm going to do, like I did in the first block, is change color at the end of this 3rd half double crochet. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then grab a new color. So my new color is going to be this indigo, which is kind of like bluish, I guess. Hook that on your hook and pull it through all 3 of those loops to go on to the next row. Now you can pull everything tight, and what I'm going to do here as well is cut the red, because that's secure in there. And we're going to cut that ball of yarn like that. Okay, and then I'll cut this green one later. So now we're going to kind of repeat what we did for row 2. Okay, so chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn your work this way. Okay, so we're looking at the back of our green stitches here, and we are going to work up this chain right here. Okay, so we are going to half double crochet into the 3rd chain from the hook. So the loop doesn't count, so count 1, 2, 3. This chain right here, yarn over, go into that chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. So there's 1, next chain, 2, and then again, this one is a chain right here, so don't miss that one. Okay, so yarn over, go into that chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Now we're going to go to this block here. You can see this block. You can see there's the chain 2 space right here. Okay, we're going to go into, I guess it's in between the post and the chain 2, right in that gap, and they're going to slip stitch. So yarn over, pull through and through. Okay, now we have to make another block. Okay, each row we increase another block. So row 1 has 1 block, row 2 has 2 blocks, row 3 we're going to make 3 blocks here. So chain 2 for your second block, put 3 half double crochets around this chain 2 right here. So yarn over, go in, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So there's 1, here's 2, and here's 3. Okay, then we're going to go to this chain 2 space on this next block right here. You can see that, and we are going to slip stitch in there. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. Okay, just like that. And right now it looks a little sloppy, but we will sew in these ends and you won't even notice. Okay, so chain up 2, just like that, and just do exactly what we did for this block right here. So 3 half double crochets in this last chain 2 space. Now at the end of this row we want to change color again. So at the last half double crochet here, I am going to change color. So I'm going to hold these 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to grab this tan, which is jute. It's called jute in this Bernat Handicrafter. I'm going to yarn over with that instead and pull that through all 3 of those loops. Just like that. And pull tight. And now we're going to just repeat what we did for row 3. So chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn your work. I'm going to pause here and I'm going to cut my yarn from my previous row. So row 2, we're going to cut the green yarn. Careful with your scissors. Okay, and you can even cut the blue, this indigo I guess it's called, right here. I'm going to cut that too. Okay. Then once I'm finished with row 4, I'm going to sew in all my ends. So yarn over, go into the 3rd chain from the hook, right here. Make your half double crochets in these next 3 chains. There's 1, here's 2, and then this one, don't forget, right here is 3. Then go to this block, here's the chain 2, right there. Go into that gap. Slip stitch, yarn over, pull through and through, chain up 2, 1 and 2, put 3 half double crochets into that space of that chain 2. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so row 4 will have 4 of these blocks. So there's 1, 2, we have to slip stitch into this next chain 2 space right here between the half double crochet post and this chain 2 right there. Slip stitch, then chain 2, and put 3 half double crochets in there as well. And you're doing corner to corner. This is great. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, next slip stitch into this last one right here, go into this chain 2 space, yarn over, pull through and through, chain up 2, 1 and 2, whoops, there we go, and put 3 half double crochets in this last one. And I'm going to change back to my color red at the end here. So I'm going to grab this country red, hook it on, pull it through all 3 of those loops. And then just repeat, chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to pause here and I'm going to sew in my ends like I said. So just continue this concept, repeating this until you have 12 of these boxes across. Okay, so the same exact concept that we did for these rows 2, 3, and 4. We're just going to chain 5, make your little boxes across, turn your work, and continue. And we're going to do this color change each row until we have 12 of these boxes. And I'm going to end with a jute colored tan row, okay? So I'm going to do that. Now I do want to show you how to sew in your ends, so I'm going to just pull this hook out real quick and show you. You want to sew in your ends. Now there are different ways for corner to corner if you're more of a professional on corner to corner. I've only done 2 corner to corner projects before, and I know there is a way to work over your yarn so you don't have to sew in your ends, but I haven't mastered it yet. So I'm just going to take my yarn needle and go underneath my stitches here and just hide my ends like that, because I just find it easy to do that way, and I have not mastered corner to corner completely yet. And I just wanted to change color each row here, so I decided to sew in these ends. And I suggest you just sew in your ends as you go so that you don't have to sew in a lot of ends at the end. And you can see I just cut the extra and hid that behind my work. So just make sure you do that. Now if you wanted to, if you have like 2 strands together like this, you can tie them in a knot if you feel that your work will be more secure that way, but I am not going to do that. My work is pretty secure, and if you weave this in and out enough, it shouldn't fall apart. And I mean, this is a hot pad, so I mean, what abuse is it really gonna take? You know, it's not gonna be like a, you know, security blanket for a baby who's going to be like wrapping it in everything. It's just a little hot pad for your centerpieces on your holiday table setting. So I just think that this is going to be fun. So I'm just going to sew in the rest of these ends, and then I'm going to continue doing the corner to corner concept like I showed you for rows 2, 3, and 4. Until I have 12 of these boxes across. Once I have those 12 boxes across, I'll come back and show you how to decrease. Alright, so I just finished row 12 here. Now on your last little block here, I am going to finish it off. I've been changing color each row, but for this one, we're done increasing. And as you can see, my stitches here, oopsie, I'm going to pull this out here. So you can see that I changed color each row, and I just repeated what we did here for rows 2, 3, 4 here. So we just have one more block for each row. So I just finished this row 12. I have 12 blocks across. So this is like the corner, as you can see. So now I am done changing color. I'm going to change color one more time, but I'm done increasing to get to as big as I want. And at this point, let me measure here. It's about a little over 9 inches, so it's about 9.5 inches. In centimeters, that's like 24, almost 25 centimeters. So that is how wide across this is, but we're making it so it's like this. So this is the bottom left corner here, and as you can see, I sewed in my ends as I went, so you can't really see any ends or loose ends on the ends there. So that looks really nice so far. So I'm really excited about this. So now, like I said, on this last block here, I did finish it off. So I have the chain 2 and then 3 half double crochets in that chain 2 section, and I'm going to fasten this color off. So I'm going to chain 1 and cut this yarn, and then I'll sew in that end later. And now I'm going to pull that through that chain 1 and pull tight, and that is secure. So now my corner the corner side here is all going to be all red, so we're not going to change color anymore after right now. So I'm going to grab the country red color, I'm going to turn my work around, And we are actually going to start right in here. We're not starting at the end here, okay? So we're gonna see this first block. I turned my work all around here, and you can see this first block right here. There's the chain 2 area right there. We're going to insert our hook into that, and then we are going to grab our red yarn. Okay, this is going to be the decrease now. So at this point, we are going to, so I mean, first off, before I continue, I do want to say that if you wanted to continue increasing, just keep repeating this, these 2 rows here. Just continue increasing, just the same concept until your piece is as big as you want it to be. I mean, obviously I'm just ending at row 12 to increase, and now I'm going to decrease, but just keep increasing as long as you want, and then once you're done increasing, I'll show you how to decrease here. So like I said, I pulled this through this section right here, okay, and then I'm going to chain 2, 1 and 2. And in that same spot, I am going to put 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and there's our first block. Going to this next block here, go into the chain 2 space there, yarn over, pull through and through to slip stitch, then chain up 2, and then put 3 half double crochets in there. Okay, now do that all the way until the end. Okay, so slip stitch into the next block right here, into this chain 2 section, slip stitch, then chain 2, and then put your 3 half double crochets in there. Okay, and then do that all the way to the end here, only until this point right here. We're going to slip stitch into this one, and then that's it. So I'll show you once I get to this point and make my little block here, and then we're going to slip stitch into here, and I'll show you how to go on to the next row. Alright, just finishing my last block here. 1, 2, and 3 half double crochets. Now like I said, we're going to just slip stitch into this chain 2 right here, okay, on this last one, and that's it. Okay, now do not chain anything, just turn your work around, okay, just like this. And now what we're going to do is do not chain anything. We're going to bring our hook around this working yarn, so pull this to the back here, okay, go into this stitch that's right behind that, right there, go into that stitch. It's going to be a little difficult. Move your working yarn to the back, okay, and then work into that stitch. Oops, right there. Yarn over, pull through and through, slip stitch in there, just like that, and then slip stitch into these next 2 stitches as well. So go into this next stitch, yarn over, pull through and through, and this next stitch here, slip stitch in there. Okay, now we're going to slip stitch into this chain 2 right here, this chain 2 space, go in, yarn over, pull through and through. And now we can go on to our next row. We are going to chain 2, 1, 2, and just repeat our last row there. So just half double crochet 3 times into this chain 2 space, 1, 2, and 3. Then slip stitch into this next chain 2 space over here on this block. So just move over a block. And I'm not changing color here, so we're just going to be continuing with this country red for the rest of this square here. And I'm working 3 half double crochets around that chain 2, then slip stitch to the next one. And once you get corner to corner, I mean, you can really bust these out. This is a really fast stitch to make and a really fast project to do. So 3 half double crochets in that chain 2 space, hop to the next block here, chain 2 space, slip stitch, chain 2, and just continue. So I'll meet you up at the end of this row, and then we'll go on to the next row together. Alright, just finishing my last block on this row. So we're going to come to this last block, just like I showed you in the last row, we're going to do our 3 half double crochets in there, and then just slip stitch to the last one. Okay, you don't have to chain 2 or anything. And you can start to see the sides kind of coming up here. Let me just flatten this out here. So you can see there's this flat side and this flat side, and then you can start to see that this side is going upward right here, and this side is going across like this. So we're going to come up like a square like that, okay? So now, just exactly like I showed you in the last row, we are going to do this next row. So slip stitch to this little chain 2 area, turn your work, do not chain anything, slip stitch into this first stitch right here. Okay, so move your working yarn to the back and then go into the first stitch there and slip stitch, so yarn over, pull through and through, next stitch, slip stitch, and the next stitch, slip stitch, and then in that chain 2 space right here, slip stitch into there. Okay, and then chain 2 and continue your rows. So just 3 half double crochets in around this chain 2 here, and then slip stitch to the next block in the chain 2 space, exactly like we've been working, and do that all the way across until this point here. Then just slip stitch in here and then start your next row exactly how we just started this row. And just do that until you decrease down to 1 block. It's that simple. So you just repeat that last row until you just have 1 block left. So if you need to rewind this to see how I started and ended each of these rows 13 and 14 there, I'm on row 15 now. So I'm going to do that, and then once I have only 1 block left, I'll come back and show you what to do next. Alright, welcome back. I just finished my last block here, so you can see we decreased each row, and this is what it looks like. I'm just about to attach here. We're going to fasten this off before we make our border. So just slip stitch into that chain 2 space of that last block right there. Just slip stitch, and then you can fasten this part off. So chain 1, cut your yarn, and pull it through that chain 1 and pull tight, and then we'll sew that in later. But this is the square, sort of rectangular shape. So now, at this point, if you wanted to, you could actually make a bunch of these and attach them, sew them together, and make like a quilted blanket or a lovey or something. You don't have to have the border. You can make a simple border. I am going to show you a scalloped edge border, but you can do so many things with this square. And like I said earlier, for increasing, you can increase it however big you want it to be, and then decrease according to my instructions. Now across the square right now, it is approximately 7 inches across, okay, which is in centimeters about 17, almost 18 centimeters. Yeah, right at 18 centimeters there. So that is how big the square is right now. We are going to start with the border, so I'm going to grab this indigo color, and I'm going to start in one of the tan corners, okay? So I'm going to start in this tan corner over here. So we're going to go over into this block right here, right in the corner, okay? And I'm going to hook on my yarn, okay, just like that, and we're just going to chain 1. Now we're going to single crochet into there. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2. Now for the corners, we are going to put a single crochet, chain 2, and then another single crochet into the corner. Okay, because we are going to put a shell in there. Then we are going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and we're going to go between the blocks. So you can see this tan block here and this red block here. We're going to go into the chain 2 of the tan block where the red is worked into. So go into that gap right there and single crochet. So just pull through and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, just like that. Then chain 2, 1 and 2, hop to the next. Between this block and this block, you can kind of separate the two and see there's a gap. Go into there and single crochet. Then chain 2, hop to the next, go in between this block and this block. You can see there's a gap there. Go in and single crochet. Okay, and just do that all the way till you get to the next corner. And in the corner, we're single crocheting, then chain 2, and then single crochet back into the corner. And actually, you can just continue watching me. I'll go a little faster here. If I'm going too fast, though, you can always pause this video, rewind it if you need some more clarification on where I'm going with my hook and my yarn. Oops, but I am almost to the other corner here. And once you get this, I mean, it goes really fast. Chaining and single crocheting are just so quick. So, alright. On the last one here, we're going to chain 2, single crochet in here. And then for the corner, like I said, we're going to chain 2, single crochet into the corner stitch right there. Then chain 2, and then single crochet back into that corner stitch. Just like that. Then chain 2 and turn your work to this side and work along this side. And now do that for each side and each corner until you come back to the beginning. Once I come back to the beginning, I'll show you what to do for the next round. Alright, when you come back around, just slip stitch to the first single crochet stitch right here. Just go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. Now I'm not going to change color. If you are going to change color, just fasten off here and start in this chain 2 space of this corner right here. I'm just going to slip stitch into that chain 2 space right there, and we're going to start in this corner for this next round. So we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to put 5 double crochets into this chain 2 space. So yarn over, go into the chain 2 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through 2 more loops. That's a double crochet. So again, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4 and 5. Next, what we're going to do is go into this very next chain 2 space right here, and we're going to single crochet into that one. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Now in this next chain 2 space, we are going to put our shell. Our shell stitches are 5 double crochets into the chain 2 space. So in this next chain 2 space, put 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we're going to go into this next chain 2 space here and just single crochet. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, so as you can see, that's how it's going to look. Kind of like a scalloped kind of thing. So just continue that all the way around. And on 2 of your corners, you are going to have 5 double crochets, and 2 of your corners, you're going to just have a single crochet. So just work this all the way around, and then I'll show you that at the end. Alright, so you'll single crochet in the last chain 2 space before you attach to your first shell here. So we're just going to go into the first double crochet of this shell, yarn over, pull through, and we can fasten this off. So chain 1, cut your yarn, pull it through that chain 1 and pull tight. Grab your yarn needle and we can sew in this end here, just like this. And there is your hot pad. I do not recommend handling hot items with this hot pad since it is kind of holy, I guess. It's full of holes and you don't want to burn yourself. So just put this on a surface and you can protect your surfaces with this hot pad. I did mention earlier that in the corners you would have a single crochet in 2 of the corners and then a shell in 2 of the corners. So this corner and this opposite corner have the shell in the corner, and then these 2 opposite corners have a single crochet in each of those corners. But there it is, the cute little hot pad. holiday hot pad is complete. You can make one of these or a set, have them adorn your dining table for the holiday season, and you can use any colors you want, and there it is. So big thank you to Yarnspirations for providing this yarn today. Big thank you to my dad who's filming this tutorial and also holding my baby at the same time and filming this tutorial. And thanks to you for watching. Until next time, happy hooking! Can you see? Hi, are you awake? He just woke up. Okay. Okay, good.